So that's not it. Oh, that's it. This is so confusing, man. Like I don't know how to select to start the one that I already had in started. Can you guys hear me? So let's say I click this link. Yeah, that's the one. All right, cool. Um, let's see. Okay. How's everybody doing? Me too. We're doing great. We're doing amazing. I don't know why there's a huge delay. I actually selected no delay, but maybe it's just my YouTube. Let me see if it's gonna fix itself. Live. All right. Nice jersey. Yeah. Guess who's in the back? Well, we have total of 3 people. Yeah, Endrick jersey. Well, that was kind of like a interesting first half. I have a bunch of things I wanted to talk about. I kind of like put it in my notes here, but the way Barca side, yeah, man, it's just unwatchable. That's literally what I wanted to talk about. Like especially like Gavi and company. I mean, come on, dude. The game starts immediately. They start complaining immediately. Like, can you like let the game roll before you start complaining? Like first minute, they kind of brought this very bad kind of like a vibe to the game. It's just, I mean, I guess that's El Clasico, you know. That's pretty much they wanted to bring that hate, that fire, but I still don't like it. I still don't like it. It still kind of bothers me. I just wish it's a little bit more civilized than it is. This formation, yeah, pretty much. I really like the formation. I have few things to say about few players, but nothing major, honestly. Mostly, what I wanted to talk is Kamavinga is very interesting, kind of like in a sense of he will do really good in the back, but once he gets to the midfield, he kind of complicates and loses the ball a few times. But overall, in defense, he has been insane. Like I really like the way he plays. I mean, in defense and like he's ball reading, the way he reads the game to kind of intercept. But the moment he moves to midfield, that's when he loses me. The moment he moves to midfield, it's kind of like he tries to complicate things a little bit, and he not always has idea how to push the ball at which direction. He kind of needs a lot of time to think it through. So let's go through some of the things. First off, it was the game started the first 5 minutes. It was all Gavi, 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 and his antiques. He always tries to, fight our players. He always tries to argue with the refs. He tries to push some kind of narrative. I don't know. This kid is so young. I don't know why nobody's talking to him, but I guess it's okay. It's El Clasico. He wants to impose himself, and that's about it. Then we got that scare, Kamavinga. Thank God that was like nothing, because honestly, I looked at the bench. I mean, yeah, Rudiger would have get in, and Alaba would have been probably his backup, but still, it was kind of scary. Um, has Carvajal been good? Carvajal actually had a really decent ball for Rodrigo that Rodrigo almost catched, and basically it was out of nowhere chances. He almost scored in that one. So I really really like how he played. Basically, I don't really think anybody played particularly bad in our team. The only maybe thing I have to say is that Casey outruns both Kroos and Modric, but still, I wouldn't put a bad word for Kroos and Modric. They play pretty good. it wasn't. It was kind of like a strategic game. Barcelona's pretty much the one who's pushing the narrative. It's been 60% ball possession, Barcelona, and 40% Real Madrid. So that says it all. I don't really have to add anything. There was few chances though that we had like 3 or 4 instances when we could have scored easily out of nowhere just by blitz quick counterattack, and this is how the goal came in the first place. Other than like those 2 or 3 instances, we had like really kind of fast transfer of the ball. Barcelona closed up almost everything. They were really good at defense. You can tell that they're very motivated. They want to win this Copa. Their life depends on it, honestly. Their life depends on it. And I've talked about this, and I know a lot of people are getting really upset, but I just want you to know, guys, Barcelona has a lot to lose this season. If they don't win everything, they have a lot to lose. They put all in this season. They got so much money. Even in the contract of the loans that they got, they promised they're going to win La Liga and Copa. So I wouldn't really be mad at our guys, because the motivation is kind of drying up a little bit. You win so many titles, the motivation will dry up eventually, and you'll actually be kind of like, it's just pure mathematics for me. Barcelona is way more motivated to win something this season because they have to. They really have to. I wrote here that Camavinga is actually outstanding in defense. He probably had around 8-9 interceptions, maybe 10 interceptions, which is insane in my head. But the moment he starts pushing forward, he kind of gets clogged into the midfield. Maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it's just Barcelona is really good at closing down, which I think might be the case. But I think Camavinga did pretty good. One of my highlights, honestly, in the defense, which is kind of mind-blowing. Do I trust Carlo in this? I trust Carlo in everything, and I really wish Carlo is extended for an additional 3 years. I don't know if you guys follow me. I posted this many times. I don't need any coach. I don't need Tuchel. I don't need Nagelsmann. I don't need nobody. I need Carlo to stay. And honestly, if there's no Carlo, I would actually rather have somebody like Arbeloa or Raul. But Carlo, if we need to get somebody else, then it's somebody from our team, somebody from Cantera. Like I would say Raul or Arbeloa. I would like Zizou, but I don't think Zizou's having too much fun with his wife. He doesn't really care about football anymore. He probably will come back eventually when we create a super team, but that's my prediction, so we'll see. I have to mention that Araujo has been doing a pretty good job on Vinicius. He's been closing him down really nice. But that being said, at the end, guess who scores? Basically, Vinny scores. He literally waited the entire game, and he just, showed that he doesn't need a lot of space. And Vinny is our biggest kind of like a asset right now. And it's like, these games, you just wait for him to do something magical and just, end the game. And that's what happened today. So kudos to Vinny. Vinny was one of the best, even though he didn't have a lot of, not the best, but most dangerous player in our side. Benzi also kind of has good game too. I can't really say anything bad. They just, Barcelona were just really running their ass off to just catch us and not give us any space. Araujo should have a yellow card. Not really. I think Araujo did pretty good. Pretty clean game from him. Casey was pretty awesome. I have him in my notes to mention that I wanted to give him like a little bit of like praise. The guy's really good in midfield. Underrated in Barcelona team. I don't think he's getting enough chances, but every time he gets chances against us, he's just pretty much one of the better ones, I would say. And so I don't know if after this game he's just going to be benched again, but he basically had a really good game. Our midfield has aged, but this is the thing with our midfield. Our midfield is just type of midfield that they can just literally slack for entire game, and then 5 minutes of magic and they beat any team. This is basically Carlos' teams in the history. He would keep players that are extremely good at producing magic, and this is pretty much what happened today. Barcelona playing entire game, we score, basically brilliance by like few players, and that's it. Then we always there is no away goal rule in football in general. I think that rule is gone. We need Chouameni. I don't know if we need Chouameni right now. I think Fede Valverde has been running like a madman, closing out so many. Fede Valverde and Camavinga have been basically closing out most of the attacks of Barcelona. So I'm really really happy how the game's been played in defensive part. You gotta understand, this is Catalonia. The fans are going mad crazy, and we still managed to score. We still managed to kind of like keep our hopes up. Before the game, I was so sure that we are gonna go through in this game, and that we're gonna be. Oh, that's probably a Vinny goal. Actually, I think the ball was already in. I was kind of expecting us to actually win this duel and to go forward. I even had money prepared to kind of bet on it, but I just forgot because I had to deal with my daughter. But honestly, I was very kind of sure that we kind of got really really kind of caught up in this kind of like lackluster playing versus Barcelona, and I don't think that's because we are weaker than them. It's because we just kind of got used to winning easily against them, and I think this is one of the main reasons why we kind of lost the El Clásicos. None of the El Clásicos were very dominant. I talked about this on my page. A lot of people got really really frustrated, but I really didn't. I mean, though most of the games were very close, 1-0, 2-1. We had chances to win almost every El Clásico. Asensio coming up, I'm not sure. But is the game actually, because I'm seeing here, it doesn't seem like the game has started on my stream. But let me see if we have any subs. Nope. So yellow card so far for Gavi. Gavi was like, literally, I can't stand the guy. But Balde running freely, kind of, yeah. I mean, what would you expect? He's running freely against any defense. The kid is really awesome. He's one of the more exciting players actually of Barcelona, to be honest. It's gonna be really interesting to see what the changes will be, because this can make or break the game for us, and we have a lot of we don't have as many options, as usual. But like attacking options, basically it's just Asensio, nothing else. And then you have Ceballos. I think we should introduce Ceballos a little bit earlier, and maybe Aurelian too. I think for their side, it's gonna be Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati has played a pretty good game last game, and I'm pretty sure that he's gonna get a chance. And then that's the guy that I think is gonna be most dangerous from their, subs. Other than that, I think Thibaut had like one or two good saves, and I was really, really expecting this kind of game where we're gonna play a little bit more reserved, and they're gonna be like all out. This game is not even about this win. They're trying to kind of trash us. They're trying to kind of regain their like status in La Liga and in the world, pretty much, because their image kind of fell off the cliff. These games for them are make or break. They need to win convincingly after all the money, all the transfers, and all the efforts they put. But I'll be honest with you guys, I don't really think that they're that much, overpowering us as people say, like, oh, they're like toying with us, they're like our nemesis, I don't really see that. I think that's over exaggeration. We're talking about players who won Champions League 5 times still playing in this team. Luka Modric, Toni Kroos. I mean, what happens when we start really, really kind of like letting youngsters play and kind of Valverde, I talked about it. Him and Camavinga for me is pretty much staple in this game. Pretty good. They did a lot. They stopped most of their attacks. Most of recuperations were made by Fede Valverde and Camavinga, and I think they have awesome game. Second half's about to start. I don't know if I'm late with the stream or anything, but it's 3:07 here, and game still hasn't started for me. So I don't know, guys. You can go on my page where the stream is. If you want me to make a post-game maybe video, I'll make. If not, we'll leave it at that, and we'll see. If we win, it probably would be nice for me to go, but I also need to help out my wife with the kids, so we'll see what's going to happen. Anyways, let's win this. Hala Madrid, and I'll talk to you guys later.